When the former Attorney General Justin Muturi went public to condemn the abductions in the country, many of the William Ruto allies condemned him too and wondered why he was bringing the event of his son's abduction many months after the ordeal. And they insisted that he should go and record a statement. And of course, subsequently, the DCI summoned him to record a statement. I believe they have regretted that decision because Justin Muturi has spilled the beans. He is even saying that he's not afraid of being relieved of his job. For those who have seen this statement, I just want to give you a summary and I will tell you why the entire UDA brigade regret the onslaught that they had orchestrated against Justin Muturi. Justin Muturi begins this by saying, statement by Justin Bedan Njoka Muturi. Name is Justin Muturi there, PO Box, ID number, residence is Nairobi. And then he says, I am the current cabinet secretary for public service. And he says, on the 22nd of June 2024, at 21:29, I was meeting some friends in Gigiri when I received a call from Wairimu, the wife of my son, Leslie Muturi. She told me that she had been informed by Honorable Mark Mwenje that Leslie had been abducted a few minutes ago by armed, hooded gangsters. Now, if you read the whole of the statement, it will shock you because it paints a picture of the disparate efforts that the father made in search of his sons. A father who is very influential, a father who had got influential contacts. And just a summary of it is, he says, he then pounced to action and called the Interior PS Raymond Omolo. Raymond Omolo picked up the phone, assured him that he would do everything to help, identify maybe where, because they thought they were robbers, maybe where the robbers had taken him. Of course, all this was after he had tried contacting the number to Leslie in vain. He could not just rest. Because he was desperate, he tried calling the number to the NIS boss, the director of the National Intelligence Service boss, Noordin Haji. Noordin Haji did not pick his call. Then he made another desperate effort trying to call the number to the DCI boss, Mr. Mohammed Amin, who did not pick the call either. Then he was now wondering what to do. Then he called the Inspector General then, just trying to inform him. Remember, during this moment, he had called the Interior CS, the Interior PS, Ray Omolo, and Omolo had assured him. But he could not just rely on Ray Omolo alone. So he called the IG. The IG insisted that they were not aware of any operation that night when his son was abducted, and he assured him of, he will do everything to ensure that Leslie was available. Now, Justin Muturi went further because it was this whole saga happened at night. So he sent a WhatsApp message to the president because he didn't want to disturb the president. Now, even before we move on, I want you to see the disparate efforts, how an influential father, and you try and juxtapose that to a person who does not have any connections. This guy had called Ray Omolo, Interior PS. He had called the NIS boss. He had called the DCI. He had called the IG. Look, from where you are, do you even have connection? Do you have the number to any of the people I have mentioned? Now, he then decided to contact Kithure Kindiki, who was then the CS Interior. Everyone in that Security Council, remember, even himself then, he was also part and parcel of the Security Council. Kithure Kindiki insisted that that would have been a robbery attempt or something. But Justin Muturi knew very well that something was wrong. So I think the night had gone and it had given way to the day. It was in the morning now. Some person, some sympathetic guy from the NIS called and confirmed that they were holding Leslie. Remember, the NIS boss, Noordin Haji, had declined to pick his call. The DCI boss either didn't pick his call. So the following day, he knew that William Ruto was from a church in Kirinyaga. And he was trying to check whether the SMS, the WhatsApp message had been, whether the president had read the WhatsApp message, and he realized the president had not read. How do you think the father felt at that moment? Relatives had started gathering in their home, thinking Gigiri, you know what happens during such moments. So they saw the presidential helicopter, I think, headed to State House, and he knew that the president was done with the church activities. So he followed them in State House. The president had some meetings with people like Kiminjuri and all that, Kawanjiku, I think they were having lunch. So Justin Muturi waited, and after the president was done, he went to him and explained what happened, and the president told him that his phone was overloaded and therefore he had not read that message. There was a technical problem with the phone. So he explained, and he's saying in his statement that the president joked that why would the NIS, abduct a Gen Z in protest, because the president was telling him that even Mwangi Kiunjuri's son had participated in the demonstration and the protest. And he insisted, please call Noordin Haji now. And the president promised to ensure that he resolved the matter. So he was waiting somewhere, and he had the president call Noordin Haji. And Noordin Haji admitted that for the first time, admitted that indeed they were holding Leslie. Remember, he had declined to pick a call from the father to Leslie, Justin Muturi. And he promised that he would release Leslie within 1 hour. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that statement, considering all the people that Justin Muturi contacted, will tell you that indeed Muturi knew what he was talking about. Why do I say that the DCI and all the politicians around him who are saying that, this is pretense, why is he reviving this discussion many months after the abduction? It has exposed the government. Because I have a feeling from where I am that yes, he could be reviving the discussion because of some politics in Mount Kenya. Mount Kenya is very volatile. But the truth is there are abductions. And I think back then, since he had contacted the president, and the president is the one who assisted in releasing the son, he decided, let things be the way they are. Let things lie the way they are. And that is why he didn't want to come out. For example, if you have contacted the president and he has made a call and your son has been released, you cannot, call for another press conference and say, But now he did it because of the situation in the country. Mount Kenya is hot, and very many families, I think, are kind for they're saying, our sons are being abducted. And I have a feeling that they might have contacted Justin Muturi. Your son was abducted. Why did you speak about it? Now, this has really exposed, and we now know that indeed they are abductions. And he has now exposed that it is the president who assisted him. Just showing you that if he did not have that kind of influence, I don't know what would have happened. Maybe they would have gone for days without, going through that ordeal of trying to imagine where is our son. And if they did not know that that was their son, maybe it would have ended up like the others who were killed. Remember, during the Gen Z's protests, there were Gen Z's who were taken and they never came back. They came back in caskets. So if at all he didn't have the position that he held, maybe his son would have been no more. And that is why I'm telling you that all the people who are making a lot of noise have been exposed. Muturi knew what he was talking about. I don't think the president ever wanted his name to be exposed, because it also shows that the president knows there are abductions. He was in the middle of it. Not only that, he understands that it is the NIS that undertakes the abductions, because he is the one who made that direct call. Sometimes you just let the sleeping dog lie. You do not need to make a lot of noise, because how I wish they would have just left Justin Muturi instead of trying to, fire all the salvos. And, he has now exposed everything. And I remember Justin was saying, I have taken this decision so that we can take this discussion to another level. Indeed, it is going to another level. And Justin has also said he's not afraid, even if they want to sack him. I don't think he could come out with fallacious stories mentioning all these names: Ray Omolo, Noordin Haji, Mohammed Amin, the IG, Kithure Kindiki, the president. I mean, all of them, all the people who are heading the security apparatus. And I'm waiting to see anyone who will come and deny all this. But of course, because it is politics, they can just come out and say they are not aware of what happened. But ladies and gentlemen, the encounter was very sad. It was very frightening. That is what many parents go through. Parents who do not have the contacts of the president, of Ray Omolo, of Noordin Haji, parents who are not known. The children will be kidnapped and they are gone. Lucky, the rich always go out together, because Leslie was in the company of who? None other than the Embakasi West Member of Parliament, Mark Murithi Mwenje. So it was very easy, and I remember it was Mark who was making a lot of noise. So due to that influence, he escaped. I call it a narrow escape. Let us complete the wishes of Justin Muturi that we take this discussion to another level. And I think this answers the arrogant Gladys Shulei, who was saying that we do not know, we cannot, verify and conclude that people are being abducted, that we can say these people are missing. Now it is the former Attorney General. It is a CS in the UDA government that has confirmed his son was abducted, and he has given that to the relevant authorities. As to why he did not do that, you all know the answer. He had been helped by the president and he wanted it to remain as such. But now he has been forced to do it because he's ready for any eventuality. He sympathizes with the people whose children are being abducted. Or he's doing it for political mileage, something. But the truth lies in it. Whether he's doing it because Mount Kenya is becoming hot, he has exposed the rot and what is happening in the government.